Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be having mainly a look at the clan cultures for the Orks in Kill Team Elite specifically. Having a little read through and having a bit of a discussion. Mainly one-sided, but you can put the comments down below as ever on what we think we should do. And I'll read the rules for you. Anyway, before we begin, if you'd like to see more videos like these, please hit the subscribe button and destroy the bell button so that you never miss an upload. Clan cultures. It says the sub-factions for models with the Orks faction keyword are called clans. Their sub-faction abilities are called clan cultures. If your kill team is battle forged, then all your models in your kill team are drawn from the same clan. Models in the kill team gain clan culture described below, and you can use the clan's tactics. It then says guns for hire. Flash gates can be included in an Ork kill team without preventing other models that in that kill team from gaining a clan culture. Note, however, that flash gates can never themselves benefit from a clan culture unless every model in that kill team, other than Gretchen, see Grots below, is drawn from the Freebooters. It then goes on to say, Gretchen cannot be drawn from a clan, but they can be included within an Orks kill team without preventing other models in that kill team from gaining a clan culture. Note, however, that Gretchen can never themselves benefit from any clan culture. So, let's have a little read of them. The first one up is Goths, no mucking about. No mucking about. Sounds like I don't know what it sounds like. It then says, Goths, Orks, are the biggest, meanest, and most ferocious of their kind. Once they get stuck into hand-to-hand combat, Goths quickly overwhelm their enemies by dint of sheer violent ferocity. Then it says, each time you make an unmodified hit roll of 6 for an attack with a melee weapon made by a model in your kill team, immediately make an additional hit roll against the same target using the same weapon. These additional hit rolls themselves cannot generate any further hit rolls. So good. Again, we're mainly going to be building towards close combat now. There's going to be other builds and stuff, but you're mainly going to be building combat-based armies. So if I remember rightly, you're going to get at least 2 attacks per boy, if not 3. If I remember rightly, my memory's terrible. So you're probably going to get for every 2 boys, you're probably going to get at least 1 hit in extra, which is always good. Then it says Bad Moons, armed to the teeth. Bad Moons are ostentatious show-offs whose Bad Moons are ostentatious shows whose predilection for toting the biggest, loudest, and shiniest shooters means that they can typically lay down a storm of Daka that would eclipse the firepower of any other clan. It says, reroll of hit rolls of 1 for attacks made by models in your kill team in the shooting phase. Now the difference between this and the Cadian's one is that it doesn't say you don't have to have moved. Obviously there's no order to buff it, but let's be brutally honest, you're going to be running around and you're going to reroll them ones to hit, which is epic, to be honest. Obviously this is likely going to be more favouring, it goes without saying, more of a shooty based army. Them Ork shooters are going to be slightly more accurate. Still, you're going to be hitting on 6s unless you're within 9 inches. But if you do make 2 shots with a 6, you're going to get 4 shots, which is no, you're not. Ignore me. You're going to reroll them once, you're more likely to hit. Yes, that's what I meant to say. So, but you do get them 6s anyway, don't you? Silly me. I'll tell you what. This time I might try and have a look in the other rule book of it and try and confirm whether you will get them extra 6s. I'm sure you do anyway. The next one along is the Evil Sons. Red ones go faster. The Evil Sons are firm believers in the old Ork adage, red ones go faster. And so Orks in this clan make sure they daub their vehicles and themselves bright red. Bizarrely, The practice actually seems to work. There you go. It then says, add 1 to the move characteristic of all models in your kill team, and add 1 to advance and charge rolls made for them. In addition, these models do not suffer the penalty for hit rolls with shooting assault weapons during the battle turn in which they advance. So they're also, surprisingly, pretty good for assault shooting based armies too, if you're going to be on the move and on the assault, because your basic boys are going to be pretty nasty, basically shooting and running. So the other hidden little gem, which is maybe overlooked, is that when you advance, you can, let's say a normal orc boy rolled a 6, he would still only be able to run 10 inches, because you can only run up to your move characteristic regardless of how you've rolled. So you'd move 5, and with your advance roll of a 6 you'd move up to 10 and no further than that, so you still would be alright but not too fast. With the speed freaks, however, it says add 1 to your move characteristic, so your move characteristic is immediately a 6. And then if you rolled a 6, it says add 1 to advance rolls and charge rolls for them. But I still think you would probably have to at least move. You can't move like 7 if you've rolled an extra 1. If you roll 6 and you move in 6, you wouldn't move 13 inches, you'd move 12 inches, I believe. Again, I could be wrong, but it could help you get around, basically. Make them little advance rolls a little bit better. Again, mainly shooty, mainly thingy. Combat. Death Skulls. Lucky blue gits. All orcs believe blue to be a lucky colour, but the notorious superstitious Death Skulls are fervent in their belief. The clan's members are in the habit of daubing themselves literally with blue war paints. It then says, models in your kill team have a 6+ invulnerable save, unless they already have an invulnerable save in addition. Okay, so you don't get an additional one. They can reroll a single failed hit roll, a single failed wound roll, in each phase, as long as the attack was made by a model in your kill team. So let me just clarify that. Let me just reread that again. So it says, in addition, you can reroll a single failed hit roll and a single failed wound roll in each phase, as long as the attack was made by a model in your kill team. So long as you only get 1 for the full kill team for a hit and a wound roll. So again, it's going to be good for shooting. More like sticking back, though, to be honest. It's good. It's good for the rerolls, right? Because if you're... I still think shooting, though, is possibly better for the bad wounds, to be honest. But reroll a failed hit and a reroll failed wound is good. So it's going to be flexible, okay? It's not on a 1, it's a full reroll. So that's actually possibly better. But you only get 1, as opposed to the bad wounds where they are... it's every model gets to reroll 1. So I'd actually argue bad wounds is better. But again, feel free to disagree with me down below. I would always love to hear that. Then it says, snake bites, the old ways. Snake bites are seen as being a bit backwards to the other orc clans. However, their refusal to rely on newfangled rubbish and their habit of allowing themselves to be bitten by venomous serpents to prove their toughness makes them remarkably resilient warriors. He goes on to say, roll a dice each time a model from your kill team loses a wound. On a 6, that wound is not lost. If a model already had a similar ability, choose which effect applies and reroll 1s when making these. So that is really good, actually. It's a good little passive thing, but you can basically get your 6s and then a 6 again. So it's effectively like having a 5-up save. But that is if you lose a wound. So I don't know if mortal wounds count with that one, because a mortal wound, you just remove a wound. Gosh, I can't remember that one, but it is pretty good. 6-up feel no pain for your full army that are boys is pretty darn good, in my opinion. It's quite relatively passive, but it's good. And obviously rerolling 1s if you've got I know they said a doc, which is the old rule, sorry about that. The pain boy, you can reroll 1s in addition to that. Blood axes. Tactics. Blood axes are seen as untrustworthy by other orcs, but they couldn't care less. Their possession... Good gosh. I'll spell it out. No. It's because of the way the book is written. They possess an instinctive grip of the battlefield strategy that, while undeniably orky in its application, allows them to surprise even the most seasoned enemy commanders. Basically, the wording, the way it's written, is it's all one word in this book that I've got. Might see a different one in the future. It then says, models in your kill team are considered to be obscured to the enemy that targets them if they are more than 18 inches away from those models. In addition, models in your kill team can shoot even if they fell back in the same battle round. It's okay for if you're basically running out in the open and you're more than 18 inches away. Now, there's... I'd have rather they didn't put the 18 inches in there. I appreciate that reflects what it says in the rule book, but I'm sure there's other rules in the book somewhere that tells you that other models do have this without being 18 inches away. So I think that's a bit of a mean thing to do. But until you get close within 18 inches, if you're over 18 inches, you're not in charge range anywhere. It's all right. It's definitely okay. You're more likely, if you're going to be doing a stand-back shooting army, you're probably going to be using either Death Skulls or Bad Moons anyway. I don't know what I think about that. Right, we're going on to the last one now, which is going to be the Freebooters. Competitive streak. There's something a little off about most Freebooters. These mercenary loot hounds are just a bit more mean-spirited, vicious and sneaky, and substantially more competitive than their fellow greenskins. It says, add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made by models in your kill team for each other model in your kill team that has taken an enemy model out of action with an attack this phase. It just says attacks, right? So it could be really good if you have a really good round, and if you start with all your big hitters first, you can definitely get, well, it says add 1 to hit rolls, right? Attacks made by models in your kill team. Right, I'm just going to read it again. Add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made by models in your kill team for each other model in your kill team that has taken an enemy model out of action with an attack this phase. It could be really good, to be honest. So if you kill 3 guys, you're going to be adding 1 to hit rolls. So in combat, you're going to be hitting on gosh, instead of 3s, you're going to be hitting on like 1s. So you're going to be hitting on 2s, failing on a 1 because you can't do that. 1 second, sorry about this. Yeah, So basically, you're shooting. If you kill 2 people, you're going to be hitting on 3s like Space Marines for the rest of the guys. So you could run in and get a couple of guys in to combat, kill some people, possibly. Obviously, it's a long way, right? But let me just read this again. So guns for hires. However, flash kits can never themselves bear thingy unless every model in that kill team other than Gretchen is drawn from freebooters. So you can then say that your models are freebooters, which could be really good. Could be really good in my opinion. Yeah, I like it. I like it. So which one do I think is the best? I think for combat armies, where you're going to be mainly doing is Goths, no mucking about, that's going to be really good. Because if I remember rightly, you are going to be getting 3 attacks with a chopper boy, as opposed to a shooter boy. And you are going to be rerolling 6s, so every 2 guys you're going to get an extra hit, likely. Just one moment. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. So your slugger chopper boys are going to be doing pretty darn good, in my opinion. If you're going shooting, you're probably going to be... There's a couple of ways. Obviously, if you want to be mobile and shoot, Evil Sons are your go-to guys. So if you want to be running around the board, possibly getting different objectives and just making a lot of distance, Evil Sons are going to be the guys. Bad Moons and the Death Skulls are possibly mainly your shooters. I'd still say the Arms to Teeth Bad Moon's a bear. But what do I know? Snake Bites the Old Ways. The 6+ Feel No Pain and rerolling ones, if you've got that ability already, is really good, in my opinion. So I think that's a good passive one if you can't think of any others. I also think another good one, if you can't think of any others, is probably the Blood Axes, because you're going to be wanting to get up in their face and attack them. So, yeah, I mean, if you're going to be trying hiding and stuff, then go for it, because you don't need to hide. You can stand out in the open as long as it's more than 18 inches away. So before you get within combat range or charge range, you can have that -1 hit. So that's good. So again, a good passive one. I don't know what tactics you'd build around it specifically. But the Freebooters, I really like, actually, because if you can reliably kill 1 or 2 people, 2 models in a turn, you can get a +1 hit. And that goes, it doesn't say specifically for shooting. It just says, we're going to attack this phase. So the phase would be, yeah, so your shooting phase, right? Or your combat phase. So if you start off killing people, you're going to more likely get more hits. So that is actually really good, to be honest. Obviously, kill people early on with your big hitters, and then get +1s to that. So again, I'm probably leaning more towards the whole Bad Moons with Shooter Boys, because I know it's not optimum. I know it's not the overall the best thing in the world, but I just love Shooter Boys. I can't help it. I don't know what it is. I think it's possibly from when I started in 3rd edition. Just seeing the Shooter Boys just running and gunning, and not even caring what they hit, just like spraying and praying, which is a lovely saying. Rhymes. I didn't mean I was a rapper. Yes, you didn't know that, did you? Anyway, so I think we've ended it there. Let me know what you think. I could be horribly wrong, and you've probably told me in the comments down below. But if you haven't already, please consider putting a comment in the comments down below and hitting the subscribe button. I'm going to call it a day. Thank you very much, guys, for listening, and we will see you in the next one.